Good morning. You're in the back room with Becky. It's Tantalizing Tuesday and news. I really get tired of celebrities behaving badly. I don't know if you guys are watching Celebrity Rehab. Told y'all I was a reality TV junkie. Okay. Here is the craziest thing. Okay. Two of the guys that were on Celebrity Rehab have since passed away. One of them is Jeff, the guy from his name Jeff, the guy from Taxi. Used to play on Taxi, and he didn't have a lot of hope because he had also physical problems. And we need to do a little follow up on Dr. Drew's people because so many of them are relapsing. I'm starting to think that maybe television and rehab don't go together. What do you think? You in the back room with Becky. We try to keep it real. It's Tantalizing Tuesday, and I'm happy to say that I have reconnected with so many people. And I'm sorry, YouTube. I love you, YouTube. On Facebook. Yes, I found probably, I would say 60% of the people that I went to college with down south, or, I used to go down south every year to stay with my dad. And I lived down there for 2 years when I was in high school. And then I lived down there for 5 years when I was in college. Did another few, like 2 or 3 years when I was at the other university. I love Southern people. Now, I know y'all can tell I'm Southern too. I'm just down to earth, and that's what it do. But here's the thing. I don't, I always tell you, I don't believe that there are any accidents under the sun, that everything happens for a reason. Now, as a rule, we would go down at least once or twice a year. Since we've been up here, not very many of you have traveled, as y'all call it, up north to visit us. Now, that's all right because I know the times are hard, but I believe somebody down there got a church band or something. Y'all can hop in the van, put your ends together, and come and see about us sometime. Family is important. Whatever you have to do to make sure that your family vibe stays unified, that your family stays connected, that you are teaching the young ones that there is a reason why there is a lineage, why we follow these things, because, and then I jumped around because of this. Some of those people have very traumatic past on Celebrity Rehab. These people have not had closure over child abuse, neglect, alcoholism in their family, or even drug abuse in their family. And so I think when you disconnect from your family, unless they just heinous, and when I say heinous, I mean Texas Chainsaw Massacre heinous. I'm talking about Manson family heinous. I'm not talking about people that get in your stuff when you wrong. I'm not talking about elders that try to tell you to stay on the straight and narrow. I'm talking about people that you can't trust. There's nobody in my family. Well, there may be one. There's always one, right? Everybody's got an Uncle Charlie somewhere that drinks too much and says inappropriate things. But by and large, both sides of my family are very loving, very attentive, very spirit filled people. So we had a death in the family this year, and I got my mom on oxygen. My sister is going through a few things. Um, and it's just not always a good idea to just jump up and leave. So we sent flowers, but I didn't feel that was sufficient. This member of the family was like somebody that goes all the way back to when I was wearing Buster Brown shoes, when I couldn't get up on the porch by myself, you know. She and her husband and her daughter, they were my safe place to go when I was getting into it with my dad and my stepmother. I could go to my other side of the family. These kids now don't even know about their extended family. They don't know who they come from or where they come from. And so when problems start to rise, antisocial behavior, addiction issues, it's always good to know your family history. And so, I caution my nieces and nephews. I said, we got a few alcoholics in the family. So you might need to pump your brakes on that. Don't get into things that's not good for you. Well, and the people still ask me for advice. They say, Becky, well, you know, why do you think, our community is just like this? It's because we took all the men out of the households and started running them by ourselves. And that's not the natural order thing. It's just like when they took prayer out of the school. How you gonna tell people they can't pray in the school, but they can't whoop them, they can't pray in the school, but they getting high, they having sex, they drinking and driving, they're dying young, they're having babies younger. Mm, maybe somebody needs to look at family dynamics and spirituality. So I think that people who, are not connected to their families, these things that have been happening this week are all indications to me it's time to make a trip down home. Okay. I'm ready to do that. But you also know that I have a lot of, uh, I have a lot of money making things going on right now. I have a lot of different little enterprises. We have Thickalicious Thursdays coming in August. Uh, I am launching burlesque for big, beautiful women. Burlesque dance. I want a dance team, 4 or 5 women. I got a couple of people in mind, but I don't think people have the same kind of energy as I do as a big girl. So I got to find somebody with equal energy. Because when we get out there and start practicing, this big girl got grit, honey. I'm hyperactive. I can exercise and work out for a long time. Now, mind you, I'm not as young as I once was, so I'm looking for a girl to be able to step in there and take over after I get everybody trained and rehearsed and start booking them for shows. Now, the first show will be August 11th at Thickalicious Thursdays at a venue to be announced. Why? Because it has got to be able to accommodate us. We don't want to go to some little dingy something that, the circulation is cutting off us because the chairs is too little, or we got a bunch of skinny heifers in there hating on us, or we got a bunch of men in there that don't like big women. So we're gonna start our own thing. August 11th, be watching Thickalicious Thursdays, presented by yours truly and MF Cornbread of Miami, who I give him a lot of credit. I know that there are other cities that have BBW events, but this brother is all in. And I mean, it's like a philosophy he has. And when you meet him and speak with him, you will know that he is a deep brother. He's not just out here, he's not exploiting anybody. He's freeing us, helping us to liberate ourselves. So, big, beautiful women out there, it's Tuesday. Tantalize somebody, titillate somebody, do something to make yourself feel sexy. Okay? I'm telling you, nothing like confidence to bring up that sex appeal. So step up your game. Last but not least, Celebrity Rehab, as I said, is this something that needs to be on TV? I know they have intervention, but intervention doesn't follow them through treatment. When you follow them, that camera makes things unnatural. You in the back room with Becky, what do you think? I think Celebrity Rehab might be not as good as we think it is. For the people, peace, love, and understanding.